Well, hello again to the LaSalle-Peru Township High School community. This is Superintendent Steve Wrobleski, along with
Communication Director Matt Baker.
Hello, Matt. We're excited to be able to bring you the next in our video series of the LP renovation. Today we're going to be visiting the areas that are now under renovation. This would be phase 3 of the project. We're going to be going through the areas that are going to become a new science lab, the new family and consumer science food labs, a parenting classroom, and then we're going to go wander down the hallway to check out the status of the business department. So we're going to bring you on through the barrier here and take you through the first part of phase 3. Well, hello everyone. We are on the 3rd floor. If Matt, you could pan the camera down the hallway. I think this is going to be a pretty remarkable view. The lockers have been removed. We're now on the west end of the campus. We're in the 1936 edition right now. What's really remarkable is once the lockers have been stripped out of here, that when this part of the building was constructed, they used brick not only on the interior but also on the exterior walls. So it really gives you a different feel than what we even saw down on the other side of the building in the 27 edition. Matt and I were just commenting earlier that it feels like we're walking down the West Blocks building right now, which is pretty interesting. We're going to take a walk into what's going to become a newly renovated science lab for many LP alum. This was Mr. Naden's physics room. We haven't defined this as a specific type of lab, other than it's going to be an additional lab that the science department has not had before, based on what we're renovating in the other part of the science wing. So as you can see, the room has been completely ripped up here. The ceiling has been removed. The workers are getting all of the infrastructure in place. This is going to be a really great added facility for the science department. Through the hallway here, we've got some workers that are working in the area that's going to become the new foods lab. I know Mrs. Cervini is extremely excited about what this is going to provide. Hey guys, how are you? Good. So our workers right now are putting all the infrastructure in place in here as well. The ovens and microwaves have already been and we're really excited about what kind of facility we're going to have here. You can hear the noise in the background too. There's the activity that's going on. At the end of the hallway here, or the end of the 36 wing, this is going to become the location of our new parenting classroom, as well as many of the other family consumer science classes that we offer as well. This is going to be a really nice space, corner piece. It's a corner classroom, so there's great window space. You've got a great view of the southern portion of the campus that overlooks the river valley. So this is a really nice inspirational space. I want to take you to some of the classrooms across the hall for where the foods program and the new science lab is going to be. We're really excited about this room here. We've been working with Mr. Mencken from the Area Career Center, and this space right here is going to become the location of the IVEO program, which is our entrepreneurial program. We're excited about being able to transform this room into truly an incubator space. It's going to be a great space not only for the Career Center, but it will also be a really nice space for our programs here as well. I'm sure Mrs. Benanco-Hill will be able to come up with some really good ideas, along with her staff, on other uses for this room in the business department. Sure, what many are interested in is the big question: what did we find behind the lockers that were ripped out in the 36 edition? Well, once again, we have found another treasure trove of items that were left behind. More notes, report cards, and various things that go back. I think, what's the oldest one that we've gotten from this one, Matt?
There is one piece that's dated like 1919, so obviously that predates the building. It's part of a kind of a little cache of items all connected to a man named Fred Krause. Maybe it was a grandchild brought it in as a history project and left it all behind. Not quite sure, but there's quite a few pieces going back really from the probably 19, like I said, 19 through the 30s and 40s.
It's amazing those artifacts that we found, and quite honestly, that's become probably the most interesting part of this whole process is the things that we've been able to find. And of course, for the time being, we will keep all of the notes from the 80s and 90s that were discovered anonymous, and at the appropriate time, we'll return those to the original owners or writers of those pre-text message type of messages, or pre-Snapchat. So once again, I think it's an amazing view to see what the building looks like down to its bones. It's a rock solid facility. This building is not going to go anywhere for a very long time, and and the renovation that's going to be happening here is going to ensure that we're going to be able to provide a quality education, a great facility for decades to come. Well, we're just outside of the business area that's currently under renovation. If you kind of take a look over my shoulder, you can see the very beginning of the new math wing where we have our student resource center. So we wanted to give you some perspective of where we're at right now. So we're right around the corner from the math department. We're going to go ahead in behind the barrier here to check out the goings-ons of the business department. What's really interesting this term, however, is that half of the hallway has been cordoned off to be able to give the workers their necessary boundaries and to create a safety zone as well, so none of our kids or our staff or our guests would get injured based on the work that's going on. But it certainly has created a little tighter congestion for our students during passing periods. So we're going to go head on into the business department now. So the space that we have here has truly gotten a complete facelift. I mean, there are walls that have been blown away down in this wing, much more so than what we saw down in the math wing. So there's been really a lot of heavy renovation going on in this area. It's going to result in a great outcome for our students and our staff. So where we are right now, the area that I'm in right now is the old business lab. The doorway that I came through, there actually was a wall that was there with a classroom on the other side. Part of our design in here is to create what we're calling collaboration labs or collabs. It's going to be flex space. We're not going to be assigning classes to these areas. They're going to be larger rooms. We have 2 of them on this floor, one right across the hallway, that we'll be able to hold 40 to 45 people in these rooms, and it'll be a nice area for meeting spaces, or if classes want to get together to do some collaboration. We'll have a guest speaker, and you don't need the size of the auditorium. This could become a great place. Plus, this is one of the other rooms where we are restoring some of our historic skylights as well. So we're excited about being able to maintain that part of the historical preservation. So where we're at right now, this would be the normal entryway into the business department. You can see the barrier that's blocking off the other half of the hallway. But if Matt, if you could turn the camera around, and we'll take a view down the hallway here, and it gives you a sense of just all of the work that's taking place. And we'll walk on down here first to kind of show you what walls have been blown out. You can see new walls are being put in here. The soffits for the new ceiling are being put in place. The areas on either side of me are going to be the 2 new computer labs. We're excited about the new furniture that we're going to have in here. We've already ordered the new computers for this room. I know Mrs. Bendanko Hill and her staff are excited about being able to get access into this facility once it's done. And then we just have additional business classrooms that are in the process of being gutted and renovated. This used to be a computer lab that will now become a classroom for us. The size of the room, this is actually going to be a really nice size classroom that will fit the new furniture in a very nice way. So I'm walking right now into what would have been Mr. Spencer's classroom. You kind of see the wall has been blown out. That side here would have been where Mr. Graff's room is. We've got the infrastructure in place here to be able to have a retractable wall that will provide more flexibility, whether we ultimately have a standard classroom in here, or we can open this up. And one of the plans is to create a business lab environment, almost more of an incubator type of space, not unlike what we're creating for the entrepreneur class for the Career Center in the other hallway. But it's going to be a great space with all of the new amenities. The teaching wall will be in here, the flexible furniture, and of course, you've got a phenomenal view here on the southern side of the campus. Probably the more challenging aspect of this part of the renovation is there has been, as you can see, extensive demolition work. And we tried to get as much of the heavy stuff done over our extended Thanksgiving break, but there's still work there's still areas that had to be knocked down, and it has created additional challenges for our students and our staff and the floors below us, whether you're in the library or even over in the social studies wing, that have felt the reverberations down on the first floor with the added demolition. Thankfully, though, as you can see, I think we're in a much better place right now, where a lot of that heavy demo work has been taken care of. The debris has been removed, and now they're actually at the point of putting all the new infrastructure in, which quiets things down. We're talking about quieting things down. We're heading into final exams here in the next couple of days, and so we're going to be shutting down the work during the exam period time, so that way our kids and our staff are going to have the appropriate quietness that they're going to need for the final exams. So we're excited about where we're at this point, and we look forward to being able to bring you a new update in a couple of weeks. One of the other areas that we're excited about, that's part of it's actually going to be a brand new space, is the cardio center. So we're down here on the first floor, just down around the corner from the band, choir classrooms. Around the corner here is the weight room, and so I'm going to bring you down to give you a peek of what the new cardio center is going to look like. The space that we're going to be going into used to be the uniform room, along with a whole series of other kind of turned into storage areas that our buildings and grounds crew used for storing more athletic equipment. The space right now, it's still being finished up, but it's really going to be a nice piece that's going to add another dimension to our physical education curriculum, in addition to our entire athletic programs, and we're excited too for our staff to be able to have access to this facility as well. So we're going to head on into the cardio center. As you can see that we're still, the crews are still working on getting the new lights installed. We do have protective barriers that are down on the floor because the new flooring has been installed. We've got a rubberized flooring that's got some red flecks in it, so it's kind of a nice way of keeping in line and tune with our school colors as well. What's going to be in this facility is going to be just a wonderful array of cardio equipment. We're going to have elliptical machines, we're going to have treadmills, we're going to have rowers, we're going to have recumbent as well as upright bikes in this space. We expect this space to be done sometime during winter break. The equipment is being delivered on January 4th. So at the start of the second semester, this space is going to be fully functional. And I know Mr. Trevani and the members of the PE staff and the coaching staff are really excited to be able to start using this space and getting our kids down here as well.